Hi, this is Kristen here. Welcome to another process video, and today I'm going to be completing another layout for Color Rush Studios challenge for International Scrapbooking Day, and this was a grab 5 challenge. So the challenge was to use alphas, circles, ribbon, sequins, and frames. And so for my circles, obviously it will be the ornaments that you see there. This was in their Holly Jolly kit, so this came out, I don't know if it was November or December, but obviously it would have been right around Christmas time. And the paper that you see, the cardstock there, was just old cardstock I had in my stash. And then the plaid paper was included in the Holly Jolly kit. Now, obviously for the ribbon is going to be this kind of velvet, kind of teal ribbon that was included in the Holly Jolly kit. And I'm just going to use that to break up the page there. And then I want to have these ornaments look like they're kind of hanging down from that. So I'm just kind of placing them here. I want some kind of like sitting on top of each other. I obviously don't want it to look perfect. So some of them are glued directly down to the cardstock, and then some of them I pop up on foam. Now the color palette, I kind of noticed that like around this time, a lot of the different companies were coming out with kind of this pink mint coloring for a lot of the Christmas stuff that was coming out, and I just loved all of it. So, and that Color Rush was definitely along the lines of that, like a lot of pink and kind of a teal mint palette, which was really pretty. Instead of your, standard red and green and that kind of. So I decided I was going to use a couple pictures of my husband with my daughter when she was probably about 6 months old here. But I didn't have any frames to really go with the Holly Jolly kit. So this was actually paper that was included in the kit that I decided to cut into strips to make my own frames. So that's what you see me doing there, is just measuring around. And actually when I ended up getting done with it, I thought that the frames were going to be the same size, and they weren't, but it ended up working out okay. So you'll see here in a little bit that it fully intended for them to be the same size frames, but I don't know what I did. I mismeasured something or... And so here I'm just gluing the frames kind of around the picture. I hadn't adhered the picture down yet, but that was just so I could, ensure that it was somewhat, I guess, because I wasn't going to pull out a ruler or anything, but somewhat symmetrical, I guess, to an extent. And see, this is where I realized, like, oh, the frames aren't the same size. I don't know what I did, so... I end up just cutting that down, and so one frame, if you notice, is smaller than the other, but I think it works out fine. And the ornaments, I end up using just some twine I had. It was like pink twine, and I end up just gluing the twine down by the ornament and then up by the ribbon, just so that it looked like they were hanging. So I've gotten my circles, I've gotten my ribbon, I've gotten my frames. So now I just got to get my alphas in there, and then my sequins down. So and I realized at this point that was a little wonky, so that's why you see me cutting off a piece there. it wasn't as symmetrical as I thought it was. I probably should have broken out my roller, but I'm not one that like really does that very often. I usually just do it based on my eye. And sometimes I will realize like later, like, oh, it's a little wonky, but you know, quite honestly, I don't know that I really notice it that much unless I'm really staring at it. So these are pieces that were included in the ephemera. So a lot of like little nutcrackers, some presents, little house there. And I figured since we were at the house, I was just going to put that little house set back behind the other nutcracker. And this was an acrylic piece that I purchased separately. Now I end up putting this in the center, and I realized like later I wish I would have moved it over a little bit. So off camera I did add like another ornament. So you'll see here in a minute. The little nutcrackers I end up popping up on foam so that they were set in front of the present in the house. And since I messed up this spot right here with getting the frames adhered down, I did end up putting an ornament there. So to work in my alphas, I end up doing Christmas. And these were just gold alphas I had in my stash. I thought that went really well with them because the frames have like some golden stars in it. Now see, this is where I realized like I wish I would have moved Snuggles over a little bit, because now I feel like that right hand side kind of around the title, it looks a little empty, I guess. So I do end up off camera, which I don't have a picture of it. I did end up adding like another ornament by the ornament that I have there, just to kind of fill that out and look like that was, you know, so then that way the title didn't look as off center. And then I initially thought I wanted to add the sequins up by the nutcrackers, but I decided it looked better down by all of the ornaments. So that's what I'm showing you there, is all the glitter that I've added there, sequins. And so I really enjoyed this layout. So here, of course, the ribbon, circles, sequins, alpha, and frames. And here are a couple close-up shots. Thanks for coming by to watch another process video.